I've been told that I lean into pleasure more than most. Food, comfort, beauty, they're right. And I'm always going to want some more. Growing up, we didn't talk about desire, not overindulgence of food. There was conversations about overindulgence of lust via church. Not the pull and the true effects of beauty. I would have to say that as a result, the taboo became more magnetic to me. Those things that we didn't talk about are what psychologists call reactance phenomena. When those things that are out of touch or made out of reach become even more appealing to us because we can't have them. When something is labeled off limits, our brain's reward system lights up even more. I've come to learn that desire is not dangerous. It's information, a signal about what draws us, what we crave, and even what we value. Where mindfulness kicks in is when we desire something, deciding within that, is this something that will nourish me if I pursue it, or is it going to drain me? I desire many things in life. To be desired, to have money, to travel, to take care of my community, to be a good mother. What about you? What do you value in your life? And what do you think shouldn't be taboo anymore? What should we be able to desire and pursue freely? They say curiosity killed the cat. Not for me. Curiosity taught this cat how to live. In part one, I shared how growing up, I didn't talk much about desire, and it wasn't something that was normalized, and how that silence made the taboo more magnetic. My hope is that the comments will show that many of the things that folks desire are things that should not be off limit. Science says our brains release dopamine not only when we get what we want, but when we anticipate and when we desire. That means wanting something is just as powerful as having it. And mindfulness teaches us to pause and savor that anticipation rather than rushing past it. There's nothing wrong with having fantasies. And within those fantasies, it is okay for them to stay fantasies. You do not have to act out on everything you desire. For me, desire has always been a compass. It's helped me decide which directions to walk in and which directions to avoid based on what I want. I can't say that's a method that you need to follow. I would say that it's got me to a place where I have a lot of stories to tell. This is a desire that you have that you've pursued without apology. Drop it in the comments. I'll be paying attention to each one. And that is it this week for Mindfulness in the Middle, Endless Desire. Next week on episode 6, we will be saying yes to everything. In this practice, we will say yes to everyone and everything that happens. When you notice the impulse to disagree, consider whether or not it's necessary. Could you nod or even be silent, for example? When it's not dangerous to you or others, go ahead and agree and see what that brings to your life. And that is what we'll talk about on the next episode.